Have you ever felt like no matter what you try, sleeping pills, melatonin supplements, or even calming teas, you still wake up in the middle of the night, restless and tired? If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because what I'm about to share might surprise you. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? Many people over 60 struggle with deep, restful sleep, and while it often feels like just another part of aging, the truth is, nature already gives us a gentle solution. It's not a pill, not a fancy supplement. It's something sitting right in your kitchen. The tomato. Tomatoes carry natural melatonin, the very hormone that signals your body it's time to rest. They're also packed with lycopene and vitamins that protect your heart, calm inflammation, and even help your mind and body relax before bed. And the best part, you don't need anything complicated. Today, I'll show you 3 simple ways to use tomatoes: eating them fresh, turning them into a refreshing juice, or my personal favorite, a warm tomato soup that not only soothes your stomach but melts away tension so you can drift into sleep naturally. So, stay with me until the end of this video to discover how this everyday food can transform your nights and your mornings. So, why would something as simple as a tomato hold the secret to deeper, calmer sleep? When so many expensive remedies fail, when we think of foods that help us sleep, tomatoes are probably not the first thing that comes to mind. Yet inside this everyday fruit lies a surprising combination of natural compounds that can gently guide your body into deeper, more restorative rest, without pills, without side effects. 1. Natural melatonin, your body's sleep signal. Tomatoes contain natural melatonin, the very hormone your brain releases to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Think of melatonin as your body's nightlight switch. When it rises, your body knows it's time to slow down, relax, and prepare for bed. A simple serving of ripe tomatoes in the evening can give your system a gentle nudge, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. For example, an elderly gentleman I once spoke with said he struggled with waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. almost every night. When he started adding a small tomato salad to his dinner, he noticed that within a week he was sleeping through until morning without those frustrating interruptions. 2. Lycopene, the powerful antioxidant. Beyond melatonin, tomatoes are rich in lycopene, about 4 to 100 micrograms per 100 grams. Lycopene is one of the strongest antioxidants known, helping to reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and support blood vessels. For older adults, poor circulation or mild inflammation often worsens nighttime restlessness. By improving cardiovascular health and reducing oxidative stress, lycopene indirectly creates a calmer, healthier environment for deep sleep. Think of it this way. When your heart and blood vessels are relaxed, your body isn't on alert. That peace inside allows your mind to settle into a deeper, steadier rhythm at night. 3. Extra nutrients that support the body. Tomatoes are also packed with other nutrients that work in harmony to improve overall well-being. Vitamin C, 27.2 mAs per 100 calories, strengthens the immune system and boosts iron absorption, keeping your body resilient. Potassium, 260 mAs per 100 gram, helps regulate blood pressure and supports heart function, both important for calm, steady sleep. Beta-carotene, provitamin A, protects the eyes and supports the nervous system, helping reduce strain and tension that may disturb rest. 4. Scientific evidence. Nutritional studies have consistently shown that diets rich in melatonin and lycopene are linked with better sleep quality. People who consume more tomatoes and similar foods report sleeping more consistently, waking less often during the night, and feeling more refreshed in the morning. 5. Timing matters. For best results, tomatoes should be eaten about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. At that time, your stomach isn't too full, but your body still has enough time to absorb the nutrients and trigger relaxation. Think of it like setting the stage. Your body digests easily, your brain receives the sleep signal, and you drift off naturally. Knowing that tomatoes are packed with natural melatonin and antioxidants is one thing. But how do we actually use them in our daily lives to sleep better? Let me show you 3 simple, safe, and surprisingly effective ways to enjoy tomatoes at night. Method 1. Tomato juice. When it comes to using tomatoes for better sleep, one of the most effective and practical ways is to drink them as a juice. Why? Because in liquid form, nutrients are absorbed more quickly and efficiently, giving your body the natural melatonin, vitamin C, and lycopene it needs right before bedtime. This means your system gets a gentle, steady push toward relaxation, helping you fall asleep with less tossing and turning, and stay in deep sleep for longer stretches. Even better, many people report waking up in the morning with more energy, clearer eyes, and fresher skin. How to prepare it is simple. Take about 150-200 grams of ripe red tomatoes and put them through a slow juicer. The slow juicing method is important. It keeps more of the delicate nutrients intact, especially vitamin C and antioxidants, which can be destroyed by heat or fast processing. To make the juice more soothing and pleasant, you can add a teaspoon of raw honey for a touch of natural sweetness, or even a few fresh mint leaves for a cooling, refreshing note. The best time to drink it is 1 to 2 hours after dinner. This timing matters. If you drink it immediately after your meal, your stomach may feel too heavy, and absorption won't be as efficient. Waiting just a bit allows digestion to settle, while still giving your body enough time to process the nutrients before you go to bed. A few precautions. Never use green or unripe tomatoes for juicing. They can cause stomach discomfort. And don't overdo it in one sitting. A single glass is enough. Drinking too much can make you feel bloated and actually disturb the very sleep you're trying to improve. Scientific evidence backs this up. A study conducted in Japan in 2022 found that people who drank tomato juice every evening for 3 weeks straight experienced a noticeable improvement in sleep quality. They fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and felt more refreshed in the morning. What's more, many participants reported that their skin looked brighter, their eyes felt less tired, and their overall energy levels improved. Here's a real-life example. A retired teacher I spoke with once shared that she used to rely on over-the-counter sleep aids almost every night. After hearing about tomato juice, she decided to try it. Within just 10 days, she noticed that she was not only falling asleep faster, but also waking up with less grogginess. She told me, "It feels like my body is finally resting instead of just shutting down." So, a simple glass of tomato juice in the evening isn't just a bedtime drink. It's a natural way to signal your body that it's time to recharge, recover, and wake up ready to enjoy a new day. Method 2. Eating tomatoes. Fresh, sometimes the simplest way, is the most powerful. Eating tomatoes fresh, just as they are, may seem too basic to have any real impact on your sleep. But don't underestimate it. When you eat tomatoes raw, you're getting the full package of nutrients in their most natural form, unaltered by cooking or processing. This means the melatonin, vitamin C, potassium, beta-carotene, and other phytonutrients remain at their highest levels, working together to help your body wind down and prepare for deep, restorative rest. Why fresh tomatoes are effective. When eaten raw, tomatoes provide a slow, steady release of natural melatonin. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock that tells you when to sleep and when to wake up. Unlike a melatonin pill that can sometimes feel too strong or artificial, the melatonin in fresh tomatoes is gentle and balanced. Combined with lycopene and vitamin C, it reduces oxidative stress, eases inflammation, and creates a more relaxed internal state. Key factors for anyone struggling with restless nights. Fresh tomatoes also have the advantage of being hydrating. Their high water content keeps you refreshed without being heavy, unlike rich or fatty foods that can disrupt sleep if eaten too late in the evening. How to enjoy them? The easiest way is to eat 1 to 2 ripe red tomatoes about an hour before bed. Wash them thoroughly, slice them and eat them plain or with just a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of salt. Adding olive oil is a clever trick. It helps your body absorb lycopene, which is fat-soluble, meaning it's better absorbed in the presence of healthy fats. If you enjoy variety, you can turn fresh tomatoes into a small salad. Combine slices with cucumber, a touch of basil, and olive oil. Keep it light. The goal is relaxation, not a heavy late-night meal. When to eat them, timing makes a difference. 1 hour before bed is ideal. Your stomach stays light, digestion is easy, and your body has enough time to absorb the calming nutrients. Eating too close to bedtime might make you feel too full, while eating them too early may reduce their sleep-enhancing effect. Precautions. Some people with sensitive stomachs may not tolerate tomato seeds well, so removing the seeds is a smart choice if you often experience indigestion. And remember, moderation matters. 1 or 2 tomatoes are enough. Eating too many, especially on an empty stomach, can lead to acidity or discomfort, which is the opposite of what you want before sleep. A real-life story. A 65-year-old woman I met at a community health workshop shared her simple routine. For years, she had trouble falling asleep, often lying awake for hours before drifting off. She wasn't keen on taking pills, fearing dependency and side effects. After learning about tomatoes, she decided to try something small. Just 1 ripe tomato with a drop of olive oil in the evening. Within a week, she noticed that instead of staring at the ceiling, she was falling asleep within 30 minutes. After a month, she felt more energetic in the morning and said her skin looked healthier too. "I never imagined something so ordinary could help me so much," she told me. The bigger picture, eating fresh tomatoes at night isn't just about sleep. It's about overall wellness. The antioxidants protect your heart, the vitamin C boosts your immune system, and the beta-carotene supports your eyes and nerves. Over time, these benefits add up, making your nights calmer and your days more vibrant. So next time you look at a ripe tomato, don't just see a salad ingredient. See it as a small, natural gift to your body, a way to gently guide yourself toward peaceful, uninterrupted rest. Method 3. Warm tomato soup. Of all the ways to use tomatoes for better sleep, a warm bowl of tomato soup may be the most comforting and effective. There's something deeply soothing about sipping a gentle, nourishing soup in the evening. Beyond the emotional comfort, tomato soup offers real, science-backed benefits that can improve the quality of your sleep and restore your overall well-being. Why tomato soup works so well. Cooking tomatoes actually increases the bioavailability of lycopene, the antioxidant that fights inflammation and protects your heart and blood vessels. When you simmer tomatoes with a little olive oil, garlic and onion, the lycopene becomes easier for your body to absorb. At the same time, the olive oil acts as a carrier, helping fat-soluble compounds like lycopene and beta-carotene move smoothly into your system. This combination does more than support your heart. It calms your nervous system, reduces oxidative stress, and encourages your body to relax. Add in the warmth of the soup, and you have a natural way to release tension, both physical and emotional, before heading to bed. The emotional power of warmth. Think about the last time you held a warm cup of tea or broth in your hands. That warmth doesn't just touch your stomach. It spreads through your whole body, sending signals of safety and comfort to your brain. Warm foods have been shown to reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and to trigger a sense of relaxation. For older adults who may struggle with anxiety or racing thoughts at night, this small ritual can be transformative. How to prepare it? Making a sleep-friendly tomato soup is easier than you might think. Heat a small amount of olive oil in a pot. Add chopped onion and garlic and sauté until fragrant. Both onion and garlic contain compounds that support heart health and relaxation. Add ripe red tomatoes, about 3-4 medium ones, chopped into pieces. Simmer gently until soft. Add a pinch of salt and herbs like basil or parsley if you like. Blend until smooth for a creamy texture, or leave it chunky for a rustic feel. Serve warm, about 1 hour before bedtime. This simple bowl combines nutrients, antioxidants, and warmth in a way that no supplement can replicate. When to eat it? The best time is about 1 hour before bed. That gives your body enough time to digest without feeling heavy, while still allowing the calming effects to reach your nervous system before you lie down. Scientific support. Researchers at the University of Naples in Italy found that evening meals rich in lycopene improve the duration of deep sleep. People who consume tomato-based dishes reported fewer nighttime awakenings and more restful mornings. The study suggests that the combination of antioxidants, warmth, and mild carbohydrates helps signal the brain that it's time to rest. A real-life example. One man in his early 70s shared his story with me during a wellness retreat. He had battled insomnia for over a decade, often relying on prescription sleeping pills. The side effects, grogginess, brain fog, and even mild dizziness, made him desperate for an alternative. On a friend's recommendation, he began preparing a small bowl of tomato soup 3 nights a week. Within 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. He fell asleep faster, woke up less often, and started each morning with more clarity. It's almost like the soup tells my body, "You're safe now, it's time to rest," he said. What's more, his doctor later noted improvements in his blood pressure and cholesterol levels, an added bonus from the antioxidants. Extra benefits. Tomato soup isn't just about sleep. Its nutrients support your entire body. Heart health, lycopene and potassium protect your cardiovascular system. Immune support. Vitamin C boosts resistance against illness. Eye and nerve protection. Beta-carotene helps maintain vision and neurological balance. Digestive comfort. The gentle warmth eases your stomach, making it easier to relax at night. A ritual, not just a recipe. What makes tomato soup truly powerful is not just the nutrients, but the act of slowing down, preparing something warm, and savoring it mindfully. Turning it into a nightly ritual can train your body and mind to expect rest, Imagine dimming the lights, serving yourself a small bowl of steaming soup, and letting each spoonful remind you that the day is ending and peace is coming. Precautions. As always, moderation matters. Don't overload your soup with cream or heavy spices at night, as these can upset digestion. Stick with simple, natural ingredients, and avoid eating too late. Give yourself at least 45 minutes before lying down to let your stomach settle. Closing thought. Tomato soup is more than just food. It's medicine for the soul. It combines warmth, nutrition, and ritual in a way that helps older adults rediscover the joy of deep, unbroken sleep. For many, it's not just about closing their eyes. It's about waking up to brighter mornings and healthier days. So if you're searching for a natural, comforting way to improve your nights, let a simple bowl of warm tomato soup guide you into rest, spoon by spoon, dream by dream. Of course, even the healthiest foods can cause discomfort if we don't use them wisely. So before you add tomatoes into your nightly routine, let's go through a few important safety notes and the right way to enjoy them. It's easy to get excited about the benefits of tomatoes. Better sleep, stronger heart health, improved skin, and more energy in the morning. But like with all foods, balance and awareness are key. Even something as natural as a tomato can cause discomfort if eaten the wrong way or in the wrong amount. To make sure you gain the benefits without the downsides, let's go through a few important safety notes and practical guidelines. 1. Watch out for allergies and sensitivities. Although relatively rare, some people are sensitive or even allergic to tomatoes. This is especially true for those with pollen allergies, as the proteins in tomatoes can sometimes cross-react with pollen proteins, triggering itching, swelling, or digestive discomfort. Real-life example. A woman in her early 60s once shared her story at a wellness class. She began eating tomatoes nightly after hearing about their benefits for sleep. Within days, she noticed itching around her mouth and mild swelling in her lips. At first, she thought it was something she ate during the day, but after testing, her doctor confirmed a tomato sensitivity. Once she reduced her intake and cooked the tomatoes instead of eating them raw, the reactions disappeared and she could still enjoy some of the benefits. Tip. If you've never made tomatoes a regular part of your diet, start with small amounts and watch how your body responds. 2. Don't overdo it. It's tempting to think, if a little tomato is good for me, then a lot must be even better. But that's not how our bodies work. Eating too many tomatoes, especially in one sitting, can lead to stomach discomfort, bloating, or even diarrhea. This is due to the natural acids and alkaloids found in tomatoes, which in excess can irritate the stomach. Guideline. 1 to 2 medium-sized tomatoes per day are enough for most adults to enjoy the benefits without risk. Real-life example. An elderly gentleman once thought he'd speed up the benefits by drinking 3 large glasses of tomato juice every evening. Instead of sleeping better, he found himself waking up with heartburn and bloating. After cutting back to just 1 small glass, he experienced the sleep benefits without the discomfort. 3. Avoid eating on an empty stomach. Tomatoes contain compounds like pectin and phenolic acids that can increase stomach acidity. Eating them on an empty stomach may lead to irritation, discomfort, or even acid reflux in sensitive individuals. Best practice: pair tomatoes with other foods, like a light dinner, and avoid eating them completely alone, especially if you're prone to digestive issues. Real-life example. A retired teacher developed the habit of eating 2 tomatoes raw right before bed, but on nights when she skipped dinner, she noticed burning in her chest and couldn't sleep at all. After adjusting and eating tomatoes alongside a small evening meal, the discomfort disappeared, and she finally felt the calming benefits. 4. Be mindful of the seeds. Tomato seeds are generally safe for most people, but for those with sensitive digestion or conditions like diverticulitis, the small seeds can sometimes be irritating. They may cause mild bloating or discomfort if consumed in large quantities. Tip: if you often experience digestive sensitivity, consider removing the seeds when eating tomatoes raw or blending them into juice or soup. Real-life example. One man in his late 60s loved eating fresh tomato slices, but always felt gassy afterward. When his wife began removing the seeds before serving, he noticed a big difference. Not only less discomfort, but also deeper, uninterrupted sleep. 5. Choose ripe, safe tomatoes. Green or unripe tomatoes contain higher levels of alkaloids like tomatine, which can cause nausea, stomach upset, and discomfort when eaten in larger amounts. While cooking can reduce these compounds, it's best to stick to ripe, red tomatoes for regular consumption, especially at night. Tip: always choose fully ripe, bright red tomatoes for juicing, eating fresh, or making soup. 6. Practice good food safety. Tomatoes often carry dust, dirt, or even pesticide residues on their skin. Eating them without proper washing can expose you to harmful substances. Best practice: wash thoroughly under running water and, if possible, choose organic or trusted local sources. For extra precaution, soak them briefly in a baking soda solution before rinsing. Real-life example. A woman in her 70s once blamed tomatoes for her sudden digestive upset, but later found out the problem wasn't the fruit itself. It was pesticide residue on the skin of store-bought tomatoes she had eaten without peeling. After switching to organic and washing carefully, the issue disappeared. 7. Balance with your health condition. If you have chronic conditions like acid reflux, kidney issues, or arthritis, it's wise to consult your doctor before making tomatoes a daily habit. Tomatoes are high in potassium, which is healthy for most people, but can be risky for those with kidney problems who need to limit potassium. Real-life example. An older man with kidney disease was advised by his doctor to limit potassium-rich foods, including tomatoes. Instead of cutting them out completely, he learned to enjoy smaller portions a few times a week, balancing pleasure and safety. 8. Timing is everything. Tomatoes are best consumed about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. This window gives your body time to digest without leaving you too full, while still allowing the melatonin and lycopene to take effect. Eating too late, especially right before lying down, can increase the risk of acid reflux. Putting it all together, tomatoes are a natural ally for sleep, but like all powerful allies, they should be respected. By starting small, choosing ripe fruit, avoiding excess, and paying attention to timing, you can make tomatoes a gentle part of your evening routine without worry. In short, start with 1-2 ripe tomatoes daily. Avoid eating them on an empty stomach. Remove seeds if you have sensitive digestion. Wash thoroughly or choose organic. Eat them 1 to 2 hours before bed. Adjust portions if you have kidney or digestive issues. Final thought: tomatoes are proof that sometimes the simplest foods hold the most powerful secrets. With a little mindfulness, they can become more than just part of your diet. They can become part of your nightly ritual, guiding you into peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. As one elderly woman told me after a month of enjoying evening tomatoes, I feel like I've discovered a natural sleeping pill that grows right in my garden. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Sleep doesn't always come from a pharmacy. Sometimes it comes from the earth itself. We've walked through the science and the stories, and by now you can see that tomatoes are more than just a kitchen staple. For those of us past 60, when sleep can become shallow, restless, and fragmented, It's easy to feel like our best nights are behind us. But the truth is, your body is still capable of deep, healing rest. You just need the right signals to guide it. And that's where tomatoes come in. Packed with natural melatonin, lycopene, and essential vitamins, they are a gentle way to remind your body it's time to slow down, let go, and recharge. Whether you enjoy them as a simple fresh snack, a refreshing evening juice, or a warm bowl of soup, each method offers a different path to the same destination: calmer nights and brighter mornings. Think about it. How many remedies have you already tried? Pills that leave you groggy, teas that barely make a difference, routines that feel like chores. What makes tomatoes so special is their simplicity. They're affordable, accessible, and they work with your body instead of against it. No harsh chemicals, no side effects, just nature lending a helping hand. But the real secret isn't just in the nutrients, it's in the ritual. When you choose to slice a ripe tomato, to blend it into juice, or to stir a pot of soup, you're creating a signal to your brain. This is my time to rest. Over days and weeks, your body begins to respond. Sleep becomes less of a battle and more of a natural rhythm. I've seen it happen with many people. An older gentleman who traded his sleeping pills for soup and woke up feeling clear-headed again. A woman who added just one tomato to her nightly salad and finally stopped waking at 3 a.m. A retired teacher who found her skin glowing after weeks of tomato juice. Their stories remind us that small, consistent changes often create the biggest transformations. Of course, as we discussed, moderation and mindfulness matter. 1 or 2 ripe tomatoes, enjoyed wisely and safely, are enough to unlock the benefits. It's not about eating more, it's about eating right. And if you listen to your body, adjust for your needs, and make this a gentle habit, you may discover that peaceful sleep isn't lost. It's simply waiting to be rediscovered. So tonight, when you look at that humble tomato on your counter, don't just see food. See it as an invitation to relax, to nourish, to heal, and to rest. Because sometimes, the path to a healthier, happier tomorrow begins with the simplest choices we make today.